So, have you ever noticed how fear doesn't just make people hateful? It actually also makes high achieving black women perform. It propels them or moves them or shifts them into performance, where you think you're being strong, you're holding it together as a reaction to feeling fearful. We're moved into performance. So we think we're being strong, we're holding it all together, but really, you're just managing fear that was never really yours to hold or to carry to begin with. And that's what brings me to today's topic, what I want to share with you, why I felt the need to share this with you. We are living in a time where inequity and hate and hatred towards people of color, especially black women, high achieving black women or black women, are being fed. Not because they're new. This has been in existence for at least as long as I've been alive, but because fear always finds a way to protect itself. Its primary responsibility to self is to stay fearful, you know what I mean? To stay active, to stay busy, to protect itself. And while it's playing out loud in the world, especially now, that same fear runs parallel in our lives, plays quietly in our lives, the lives of black women. It looks different. It wears a different face. For some of us, it shows up as hate. For high achieving women in particular, it shows up as performance. You see it when you're done or when you're the only one who's always holding everything together, professionally at work, where maybe you're managing a team, something that should be a collaborative effort, should be a joint effort, is a team thing, but it really isn't. It's just you doing everything. Where maybe you're covering for others because you can't stand to see things fall apart. That hyper perfectionism kicks in, hyper functioning kicks in, and you just figure out no one else will do it as good as me, so I might as well just do it. Or maybe even if your ego is that big, I'm the only one who can do it like this or do it well. And of course, all of this is fueled because you're praised for handling it with grace, with ease. You make everything look so easy. I can't believe you did everything. But no one really notices or even cares, I venture to add, the cost of it. You see it again when you're at home. You feel like you have to be the steady one, the reliable one, the one who's always putting everything together at the end. Um, Even when you're tired, everyone else is tired, you're tired, but somehow you're compelled. That fear is driving you to just keep going. You don't know when to stop. You see it when it's time to ask for help. And this is a big one. This is one that plagued me and a lot of clients, and even just ladies that I interact with regularly, asking for help. Some of us feel that we won't even get the help, so we don't ask. We've concluded that no one's going to help us, so we don't ask. And then we're feeling bitter and angry and saying, why is no one helping? No one wants to help. You never asked. You concluded on your own. You were your judge, jury, everything. So you see it when you're at home, like I mentioned, and you see it in asking for help, because help, again, through lots of programming, through lots of beliefs and values, some of us, the cultures that we grew up in, the homes that we grew up in, the society, um, where asking for help feels like weakness. It's almost like you don't know what you're doing when you ask for help. And God forbid, you don't know everything about everything, right? So, excuse me, asking for help feels like weakness, and resting feels like laziness. You feel like you're lazy if you're not always fire truck actively doing something. Again, this is a programming. It's also a moment, or the moments where you find yourself saying yes when you want to say no. Another big one. You don't want to show up, you don't want to go, you don't want to lend the money, but you do anyway. Staying quiet when something feels off, when there's just this bad energy, or maybe not even bad, just something that doesn't feel right or resonate or connect with you, because you don't want to be seen as the problem. Again, this is part of that strong black woman trap that I talk about. Because once our opinions, once we want to opine and our opinions are contrary or are different or along the lines of something that the popular people are not don't have, it's like it's a problem, or you're wrong, or you're. So that's how it shows up too. That's how fear shows up, when your opinion is different and opining feels like it's going to put you in the unpopular zone, unpopular place. Because at the core of it too, we care too much about what others think. And it's just, it's what's driving a lot of us to do the things that we're doing in pursuit of what we really want, not knowing that it's actually pushing us or positioning us further away from what we want. It's also doing one more thing just to prove that you still matter, that you're still valued, that your position is guaranteed. You know, so for us, this is what it looks like. It's a different way of expressing itself, but it's really the same thing at the core. It's the same root. It's the fear of losing value, fear of losing worth, and that's what it looks like for us. So here's the thing. I pray, I pray to God that, and I know that this, all that's happening now, is not going to be like this forever. It's going to end. I'm so passionate about this. I'm fumbling my words. Change is coming. We don't know when, but even for us, change is coming. And at this stage of life, midlife, I'm imagining for many of us, we're starting to reflect, and reflection is starting to outweigh the achievements or the goals that we had set for ourselves when we were still in our 30s or even 40s. For some of the late starters, I don't really believe in that, but hey, it's we're at the point where a lot of us, if not all of us, are starting to reflect on what is ahead more than think back on what we left behind, because we're seeing that we're mortal and life is not forever, and the quality of years that we have ahead of us, for many of us, is less than what we've lived. So we don't want to wake up. I don't think any one of us wants to wake up one day and realize that you built a life that looks really super impressive. You've accomplished all these wonderful things. You have a lot of things. Kudos to you. But the truth is, they don't feel like ours. We have them, but there's this sense of disconnect. And I feel like we've already worked so hard. We've carried so much, all the burdens and the stressors and the problems of the world have been on our shoulders. We've sacrificed for so long that I don't want the next chapter of our lives to continue in this manner, to continue just performing and doing and doing and doing. And so I want to invite you to pause and reflect and think about it. If you have been feeling that quiet tug, that whisper, that feeling, if there's some type of internal dialogue that's been going on, and you're starting to ask yourself, or you're starting to acknowledge, first of all, that something's off, and then you're starting to ask yourself why it's off. Because if I have all these things, if I've achieved all these things, why am I not feeling like I thought I would feel? And instead, why am I feeling like this? It's because that's the truth trying to get your attention. And I want you to know that you don't have to figure it all out. You just have to acknowledge that there's something going on, and that something going on is to get your attention to where you are right now, and how what you are doing as a performer is not going to get you the internal fulfillment, peace, happiness, or the worthiness that we're seeking intrinsically. I want you to know that you can start, and this is what that voice is saying: acknowledge and start. Start now. Start small. Start with the awareness that something is off. And if I continue like this, I'm going to be 80, 90 with nothing but a bunch of things feeling unfulfilled, feeling unhappy with a whole bunch of external things. And that's why I have the 5 signs guide. It will help you to see. It's a very small step, but again, what they say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a small step. It's the first small micro step towards recognizing or seeing, acknowledging that something's off, especially now with all that's going on. We definitely want to be closer to what we value and uh, develop or living legacies that are aligned with what we value. It's a first step, as I mentioned, to see where you've been performing, to acknowledge, be aware that something's off, and to see where that performance for worth, for value, for love is, so that you can finally start living from a place that's so liberating and free from that easeful self, from a place of self-trust. The link to download the guide is below this video. And I just want to share that this is why now more than ever, I'm so committed to doing this. And we do it in the Embody program, my 8-week experience, embodiment experience, where we are closing the gap by disrupting the layers of performance that have we've been buried under, that is so that it's so layered over us that we don't even know where. So some of us have multi layers of performance mask pretending, that we would have to excavate all those layers, disrupt them, dismantle them, shift them, do all these things to remove them before we can emerge and see who we truly are. And that's what we're doing in the Embody program. We dismantle the layers of performing, pretending, trying to do this, doing that, all those different things, so that we can bridge the gap between the things that you're doing and where you want to be, who you want to be. So we're essentially doing the be, do, have, but starting with stripping the layers of performance, that getting you off that strong Black woman trap, so that you can really get to who you are at your core and feel worthy at your core. That's the key, so that you don't have to have all these things anymore. So you stop caring about what people think about you. So yeah, if you're interested in learning more about the program, comment Embody, and I'll share the link so that you can just see if it's something that resonates with you deeply or deeper, or if it's something that you would want to get into. I'll see you in the next live.